Hello and welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate that so much. Now let's go ahead and cover, this is going to be my second attempt. My first attempt, I have the video, I've done it. It's a Far Cry 6 review. So I'm going to try to do a Forza Horizon 5 review. As you guys know, we're a car channel, mainly cars. So, video games only goes hand in hand. And if it's a racing game, come on. Got to do it. So let's go ahead and minimize my big old head to that little tiny so you guys can see more. So this is kind of like the events, how the events are set up. But let me just give me 1 second. Well, you won't know because just jump cuts. See, jump cut. No, I'm tiny. All right. So the categories. This is the way that it's set up. After you finish a race or whatever, you earn experience points, and then I think you need like at least 8,000 total experience points in order for you to unlock certain different stages. So I did this one already, got my ticket. And the main stage usually has a bunch of just regular road races and additional, road races. And then this one is dirt racing. So it's a combination of road race and dirt. And then Baja is more like a cross country, off-roading race. And then you have the final one is the PR stunts, which means just big jumps. Um, I have not done I finished, obviously, as you can see by the check marks, I've unlocked all of these already. And then I think I've unlocked this one, the Baja cross country racing. So let's go over to the map where you can see, because the map is really, really huge. And if you have an Xbox, give this game a try. It's been an amazing experience so far. Okay, so here is the map, which is gigantic. There's plenty of activities to do. If you want street racing, you just go right here. And I mainly just fast travel. As just like the previous game before, you have your barn finds, which gives you awesome cars. Um, and the cars, man, there's so many cars, so many events for you to do. The map is ginormous. And my favorite vehicle for this, anytime I'm doing any kind of road race, I prefer the Evos and and the Subarus because those are all-wheel drive. So if somehow I end up on the dirt, the car handles it a lot better comparing to if I have a rear-wheel drive vehicle or a front-wheel drive where it's just gonna struggle a little bit when I go off-road. When I just veer off, even if I'm doing just a road race. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys just a small sample of some of the racings that I've done in the game. And yeah, and just like the previous game, it has the rewind feature. I tried to avoid using the rewind feature because it gives you like an incentive from the previous game, but in this game there's no incentive. It doesn't really give you an extra 5% increase on rewards wise. So um I just tend to use it because there's no point for me to have it off. So I do use the rewind pretty often, more often than I should. But as you can see from the difficulty, I go in the highly skilled, and then I have all these stuff on, which I can turn off. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll turn off anti-lock brake because look at that, that's 50% in bonus. Standard. And like I said, the one that because before you used to get incentivized when you turn off the rewind feature. So anytime you mess up, you literally have to start the game all the way over, which I prefer it that way, but since there's no incentive here for me to turn off rewind, so I just leave it on. Um, Another one that I turned off is my driving, which makes no sense too because it doesn't matter because it does not affect it doesn't give you more incentive bonuses if you turn that off. Even if you just have it on break-in only. But the game can be very challenging. There's just this one race where I cannot win at all. Like I've tried to change the difficulty level to above average and still cannot win. Now, if you're also struggling with winning, if you have like a certain person on your or on your friends list or drivatars because it pulls the list from your friends list. So one of your driver tire could be, some of them are good and then some of them are just like insanely good. Now what you can do to avoid that, or to make your chances a little bit better, what you can do is just go ahead and change the difficulty level to above average and submit that, and then go back again and change it back to highly skilled or whatever difficulty level that you're playing at, and then it will rotate those players around and give you a better edge in order for you to win. Because I've had to do that several times where one of my other friends, or like people on my friends list, would just kick my ass, so I just, redid it, and then boom, I was able to win, which is nice. And when it comes to bugs and glitches, the game, for some reason that I am stuck at, this error right here will not go away for some reason, which is crazy. I tried to do, maybe the only thing that I have not done is try to change my clothes. For some reason, like, the error will not go away. And also, when it comes to graphics, the game look absolutely amazing, depending on where you're playing it, whether you're playing it on your PC or if you're playing it on your Xbox Series X. Like I said, the game looks absolutely stunning. And this is just a small um, a video that I captured. Now, what I was talking about, for some reason, the game, I had the game kind of like just to showcase something for you guys, but for some reason, the game will not allow me to do that as I'm recording it. So it was weird. Um, the one that I was talking about is right here, for science. Put on the volcanic thermal suit. That was actually one of the expedition that you do. So after you finish every level, or after you unlock a series in that map that I showed you guys, you do an expedition, and then you get like extra experience points as you're doing those expedition. And then it also unlocks like sort of like a story mode where you can, have you test driving a certain car, and then you have to be there within like a certain amount of time. So maybe I will showcase that as well. And also there was been a bug fixes, because somehow my car is jumping much higher than before. As you saw there, I completely just almost jumped and landed on that vehicle, which is insane. Before, like, my car did not take jumps like that. And another thing, don't be scared to trade some paint with your with your friends' Dravatars, because it's all part of the game. This is an arcade game. It's not made to be super realistic, even though the cars are realistic. But the racing and everything that you can do in this game is not really realistic. So just try to enjoy yourself, have fun, etc. I would definitely recommend this game to anybody that's interested into racing games, etc. If you have not tried a Forza game, definitely recommend it. If I had to give it a score, I would, besides the minor glitches, which is for some reason that's still stuck on my screen, I would still give it a really high score. I'd give it like a 9.5 out of 10. Or, screw it, just give it a 10 out of 10, because it's a perfect game. There's literally nothing wrong with it. Comparing to all the games that we have coming out so far that's been completely shit, when we're talking about Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Definitive Edition, which is a long-ass title, that game came out in a really shitty state. Battlefield 2042 came out in a really shitty state. The only thing that I'm kind of disappointed is that this game did not get nominated for Game of the Year, because the critics love it, the fans love it, everybody that I've seen loved this game. So that was kind of like a punch in the gut for the Forza team, especially since they didn't get nominated. They should have been nominated for the Game of the Year, but it is what it is. We all know that whole video game awards is rigged, just like the Oscars and all those Grammys, whatever. They're all just rigged. It's all just, yeah, that's a whole nother story. But anyway, that's the review. I try to keep it as short as possible, even though we're running a little longer than it should be. But there's just a ton of things to do in this game. There's plenty of racing. There's also what is it? They have the arcade mode, which I have not tried it. Well, I tried it, but there was not a lot of people in there. I guess that was one of the many complaints, that there was not enough people when it comes to the arcade. And then also they have their own battle royale system called Eliminator, which which I've only played it in Forza Horizon 4, where you drive into that area, and then the game will start, and then each round you can actually switch your cars around. Anytime somebody bumps into you or comes close to you, then you have to race that person in order for you to knock them out. So whoever wins the race gets knocked out. I've only played it, like I said, in Forza Horizon 4. I have not tried it in Forza 5 yet. And then after, as you can see from this video, after you finished that list that I showed you about, the main event comes up here, which you have the Goliath is the first one that you're going to get to once you unlock it. I have not played any of these yet. And then after that is the Colossus. I'm sorry, is it the Colossus or the Gauntlet? There's the Goliath, and then there's the Gauntlet. So the Gauntlet, both of these I have not done it yet. I've unlocked, as you can see from that initial map. Let me see if I can take you there real quick. So this is it right here, the main stage. So this one is the Goliath, and then this one is the Gauntlet. Is it the Gauntlet? Oh, it's the other one. Whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. So after you finish this, then you have your main event, which means that you get to race. It's a much longer race. Like I think the last one, I also unlocked that one, which gave it like a marathon race throughout the whole map or somewhere close to that area. I haven't done it. Just been waiting to finish to unlock everything before I do those final events to finish it off. But so far so good. The game is amazing. You should definitely give it a try if you haven't done so already, and make sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't done so. All right, so I'm out.